Northern Illinois, I went there to pros for the United States Football League. That's my story, and I'm sick of doing it. I don't agree with his tactics. It's his decision.
Coach, I completely understand what you're saying, and I think
they can't wait for today, the transfer portal. They can't wait to go out.
I want y'all to take a look at every single one of these Deion Sanders haters. Don't listen to me. Listen to them explain how Deion is going to lose.
Ari, we can get into the pick here. This is too many points. I think Colorado's going to struggle.
There were 15 guys on that team who were former 5 or 4-star players. None of them are offensive linemen. One of them is a defensive lineman. So, that's where I am very concerned about Colorado. And you talk to the people on TCU, they feel good about this team.
In the Power 5 for years. It's not a slight on Shedeur Sanders that I have him pegged slightly below those guys. Shedeur Sanders has never thrown a pass against Power 5 competition. All of those guys have been doing it for years. That's it. So Shedeur Sanders could be a good quarterback.
You might lose some games, but these games better be close. We need to see you guys improving as a football team. You can't expect him to go out here, Acho, and beat TCU. You can't expect him to go out here and win 10 games.
Realize that, but I'm with Deion.
So I'll deal with Deion Sanders briefly here.
Okay.
I don't give him much of a chance to win this game at TCU. I think when you bring in 1,000 players and you haven't played any games and you just practice, I think it's very hard to know what people know.
Yeah. I think we're gonna finally see, for all of the hoopla and all of the hype going into the offseason with Deion Sanders in Colorado, it does not mask the fact that they don't have any players on that roster. And you thought UMass was the worst roster in college football? It may be Colorado's. Now I say that, do they have a quarterback? Yes. Do they have 2 starting corners that could be NFL guys and one of them plays both ways? Yes. They are so devoid of talent up front on both sides of the ball. I don't know how they're going to keep their quarterback upright.
I realize that, but I'm with Deion.
So I'll deal with Deion Sanders briefly here.
Okay.
I don't give him much of a chance to win this game at TCU. I think when you bring in 1,000 players and you haven't played any games and you just practice, I think it's very hard to know what people know. Yeah. And so I think this could be their worst game of the year, and I would lay the 20 that TCU is favored in this particular game. The referendum on Deion is not this game. It's not this.
You've been in the situation taking over a program. What's your reaction to how Deion's gone about his business?
Well, Deion Sanders can do anything he wants to build his program. I just don't agree with his tactics. Now, I used a basic principle when I took over. I had to do my job. I treated the players like they were my stepchildren. I treated them good. I worked it out, tried to break it out, so I not lose one player. I didn't do it. Now, I took over Louisville. They went to the first bowl game ever. Indiana, they won the first bowl game ever. And Northern Illinois, I went there to pros for the United States Football League. That's my story, and I'm sick of doing it. I don't agree with his tactics. It's his decision.
Coach, I completely understand what you're saying, and I think
They can't wait for today, the transfer portal. They can't wait to go out. I can't wait to coach my guys. Let me tell you that. I'm not thinking about anybody else other than this team that's out here. So, whereas I hear other schools talking about they can't wait for today, the transfer portal. They can't wait to go out. I can't wait to coach my guys. Let me tell you that. I'm not thinking about anybody else other than this team that's out here. So.
And so many pieces are going to have to gel in summer workouts and fall camp. Because I can promise you, TCU is not handing you that game in week 1, so you're going to have to actually earn it, and that's going to be tough. So that's a 9.5 for me.
And Matt, I know a lot of people are shocked, and I was too, but I shouldn't have been because I forgot the most important element. It was Deion Sanders in Colorado wasn't the key to this game. It was just accepting the fact that whenever TCU has the stage to itself, they embarrass themselves.
Knock, knock! Reality! That's who! It's reality, dummy, in the form of Uncle Lou, coming to educate you. Colorado's going to get absolutely destroyed on Saturday. I have gone
It does. I mean, the depth for Colorado, specifically with over 50 transfers, the depth is still going to be an issue for them. And they're still, with all that improvement, they were so bad last year. We're still talking about a team that ranks in the 80s right now. I think that's probably too low, but I don't think we're talking about a top 30 team by any stretch this year.
But on the other hand, I could just see TCU physically dominate this team in every aspect of the game. Like, I mean, I feel like Colorado keeping it within a touchdown isn't surprising, and TCU winning 59-0 isn't surprising. So the thing
here, I think we get a big score. This could get really, in the 40s for each team. I think TCU runs away with it, but even more, Joe, I like up and over the total of 63 in TCU and Colorado. 63 in TCU and Colorado.
Yeah, I think let's hope Deion is going to keep some receipts here after this year, Drew, because I think it's going to be a rough one for Deion in Colorado early on. But that's all right. What goes around comes around. Points is one.
Like the prime stands, they're like, oh, Shedeur Sanders is a 4-star, and Travis Hunter and Cormani McClain are 5 stars. They've got like a total of 5 4 or 5-star players on that entire team. That means the other 75 are 3 stars. They just don't have the talent level top to bottom to compete this year in the Power 5. Now
that I want to know,
come on now.
Well, if they don't have any lines and TCU gets after it, like, you can't. I don't care how good your skill position players are.
I can see like 40. I can see like 51-17 plausibly.
Simple as that. Colorado is one of the biggest question marks I've ever seen. I've been doing this is my 10th year. I have never seen a question mark that's this significant.
And amusing seeing the AD beg Colorado fans. They're like, please, let's not let the red.
Don't let the red
take our
the red travels now.
Yeah.
In our media guide of all the different pictures of us taking over stadiums in the sea of red and traveling. And I've worked at some great places, but I've never had that. Like, I've never had that home field advantage, that road advantage. So I can't wait for it. I can't wait to have that chance. And
off in this video, or you're going to agree with everything I say. No in betweens. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to sit up here and tell you what I believe is true, and I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And what you need to hear is TCU is about to slap you in the face, and they're going to pummel you.
Even Matt B. Great went out of his way to use Deion in the Colorado name for profits, but yet he never believed in them. Look at this. I want you to look at every single one of these individuals. Not one of these dudes, these clowns, not any of them told the world that they were wrong. Notice I didn't even ask for an apology to Deion and Colorado Buffalo football team. All they had to do was stand on their principles, talk to their platform and their supporters, and let them know that they were wrong about everything they said about primetime. But you won't get that. You got a lot of hypocrites, and you got a lot of people that don't know about football. Just like Floyd Mayweather uncle once told us, rest in peace to Roger Mayweather, when he said most people don't know about boxing. I say most people don't know about football. Prime time, you keep elevating those young men. We're gonna be right here rooting for you, man, because at the end of the day, we not coming no more. We here.